I thought that I'd have it all figured out by the time that I turned 30. Boy, was I wrong. And maybe you can relate. Don't get me wrong, I have a really, really nice life. I have an amazing husband. I have a job that I love that pays well. I have the cutest dog on the entire planet. And more often than not, I'm very happy. But I still can't help but feel like I wake up every day and something feels like it's missing. There's so much to be grateful for, but I still just don't have that spark. I don't have a passion and a purpose that I long for. Maybe this is something that you can relate to. Maybe you too are in your 30s and feeling like maybe you'd be further along in life by now. Something that I don't like to admit, but that is true, is that so often I see all of these influencers who are in their 20s and younger than me, and they seem like they're further along in life than I am. Honestly, it seems like they're happier, like they have nicer houses, they have all these things, and I get stuck in this comparison trap of like, wait, I'm older than her, shouldn't I be further along? Which is such a terrible way to think about things. And I'm not proud of that, honestly, but it's real. And I know that I can't be the only one thinking that. Another thing that I'm constantly struggling with is right now is the time that most people my age are settling down. They're having families. They're getting ready to have kids if they don't already have kids. And I don't feel anywhere near ready to have those children. I know that I want to be a mom someday, but I want to feel more grounded in who I am. I want to be more in love with myself and my current life and have more hobbies and more passions and more purpose before I bring that kid into the world, because I know that if I did it too soon and I wasn't ready, that child would probably become my whole life in an unhealthy way. And that's just not what I'm looking for my future kid. I want to be a mom who's grounded, a mom who I'm super proud to be. And if I had a daughter who would look up to me, and I would feel so excited that that's the role model that she gets to look up to. And this sounds worse than it actually is, right? Like, I'm so proud of the character that I've built. I'm so proud of the person that I am, but I know I could be better. I know that there's more out there for me in life, and I know that I could be making a bigger impact, and I could be waking up with more passion and more purpose. I could be more mindful. I could be more present, right? And of course, you're never going to actually get to that place where you feel like you made it, but I know I could be further along, and I want that before I bring another child into this world. Maybe, like me, you're also feeling like you lack energy. Like, you're a pretty healthy person and you have good routines and things, but you still have like a super strong sugar addiction, and maybe you struggle with PCOS like I do. Maybe you know that you could have more energy. Maybe you feel so tired every day at 2 p.m. and you just want to figure it out. Maybe you aren't as flexible as you would like to be. Maybe you're not as fit as you would like to be. Boy, can I relate. I am a certified personal trainer, a certified yoga instructor, and a certified nutrition coach now. And I still feel like I could be healthier. And I'm sure that there's some sense of like perfectionism coming in here, right? Like, I am probably in the top 10% of people in terms of health and all of these different things. But I know that I'm not showing up the best that I could be. I know that I could feel more energized, that I could feel just better in general. And I want that for myself. I don't want to settle in any areas of my life. And I know I can't be alone in that. Maybe, like me, you have these vices that you turn to. Maybe you don't spend your time and your money in alignment with your values all the time. Maybe you spend way more time on social media than you'd like. Maybe you drink more often than you'd like, or you indulge in food and emotional eating. Whatever your vice is, there are so many things that we turn to instead of actually fully feeling our emotions, and it doesn't have to be that way. I myself am completely determined to use my 30s as an absolute launch pad, right? A lot of times people are like, oh, well, you should have figured that all out in your 20s. But I disagree. I think that in our 20s, we spent so much time figuring it out, figuring out what we wanted, what we didn't want, right? Like, now here we are in our 30s and we have so much more wisdom and so much more knowledge than we had in our 20s, which is amazing. There is no law that says that by the time you're 30, your identity should be solidified, your habits should be solidified, any of these things. Your 30s are just a better launch pad than your 20s were. Did you or did you not grow a ton in your 20s, right? Maybe you didn't quite figure out exactly who you wanted to be, but I bet you got a whole lot of data points on who you do not want to be from your 20s. So we are in a better position now in our 30s to take advantage of this and to live a life that we truly love and we wake up feeling excited about on the daily. Maybe you're like me and you've let anxiety hold you back from so many things that you wanted to do in life. For example, this YouTube channel. I've wanted to do this for so long, and it took me until now to actually finally get started. And that in itself was quite a battle too. So maybe you're like me and you have some of these things that you're struggling with and you feel alone. I know how isolating this can all be. These are things that people don't necessarily talk about. I want to be someone who wakes up every day and is so excited about the progress that I'm making in my 30s. And that is why I'm creating a series called Thriving 30s, and I would love to invite you to join me. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jackie, and I am 31 years young, and I am obsessed with all things health and wellness, specifically like holistic health and personal growth. I am on a mission to truly thrive in my 30s, and that is what this is going to be all about. I've had this idea for quite some time now to do this Thriving 30s series, but at first I honestly thought like, hey, maybe I should wait until I actually feel like I'm thriving. Well, spoiler alert, I probably would have never actually felt like I was thriving because I have a tad bit of perfectionism, if you can't tell. So instead, I decided, wouldn't it be really cool to see this as a journey, right? To document where I'm starting and all of the paths along the way, all of my trials, all the tribulations, all of the failures, all the successes, all of the things that I'm trying and that are working, and then things that I'm trying and that aren't working too. I want to see this as an experiment. What would happen if for the next, let's say, 365 days, I am fully committed to being the best version of myself, to truly thriving in my 30s? And I want you to come along with me. So I wrote down some things about what you can expect to see in this challenge. You can expect to see real conversations about the pressures and the choices and the hard parts about being a woman in her 30s. You can expect to see some experiments that I'm personally trying. So a lot of like 30-day challenges, or I did this for a week and this is what happened, different things like that. Expect to see topics that I'm exploring that are things that I think that could really help us thrive in our 30s. So some research that I'm doing, some books that I'm reading, articles, all of these different things about what does it really look like to thrive in your 30s and what different tools and exercises can we do to actually help that. The next thing is all about habits and routines and rituals and things like this that can create sustainable transformation. And sustainable is a super key word there. I want to make small, simple changes that add up to create the life that you truly love. I want to document finding joy in the journey, not feeling like you need to have reached a certain point in order to be happy, but to find the joy, to find the gratitude, to find all of the beauty in the mundane, in the today, in the messiness, in all of that. I want to invite you in to see all of my personal goal setting that I'm doing and all of the financial planning and different things like this that I'm doing to organize myself. So I want to get to know you. I want this to be something where you are witnessing me as I'm going through this in real time. I want to create day or week in the life vlogs, documenting my life as a regular, just 30-something gal. I am a girl with a full-time, fully remote job in corporate America working in finance, and I love it. And I don't plan on leaving that. But I also want to be able to show what it's like to be that kind of a woman. What is it like to be in your 30s and not have kids yet? What is it like to do all of these things that a 30-year-old woman does? And I don't know, for me, sometimes I feel like my life's super boring, but I personally love watching these kind of vlogs. That's my like side noise. Instead of listening to music, I just watch vlogs. So why not give it a try? Literally, worst case scenario is that it doesn't touch anyone, nobody likes it, but I've documented my life. And there's so much growth that I know is going to happen just from hitting record. Even if I literally never even posted these videos, there is so much personal growth that I've had to do just to get myself to press record. So I'm so excited for what that is going to do. And I also plan on talking about what it's like to be a brand new YouTube creator in her 30s who's never done this before, and to document the journey of that with analytics, with if I end up getting monetized, the money that I'm making, and different things like this. Because I'm nosy, I love knowing those things about other people, so like, why not share? And it's such a cool way for me to remember where I've been and where I will go. And I'm so excited about that. I also really just want this to be a safe place for imperfect progress, for the messy middle, for the tiny wins. I want it to be a place where we like feel like a community, us 30-year-old-ish women, and you're invited if you're younger than that, if you're older than that, you are welcome here. I want this to be a place where it feels like a community, where we're going through these things together, where you feel a little less alone and you feel more motivated and inspired to actually step into the highest version of yourself. So I'm gonna read off some of the topic ideas that I've thought of. Okay, so we have how to make the most of your 30s, how to get unstuck, how to design your dream week, how to build self-trust, the monthly reset routine, making decisions with peace, reclaiming your confidence, what to do when you feel behind, creating space for joy, faith and trusting in the unknown, navigating career change and growth, building a business or a side hustle, finances, personal finances, morning routines, fitness, health, nutrition, all of those things. Simple habits that changed my life, simple meal prep, creating real friendships, designing a life you love. That is like the main goal of all of this. I want to create a life that I love, and I want to take you along with me as I'm doing it. And I want to inspire you to create a life that you love as well. Even if what your idea of success looks like is completely different than mine, I hope that these tips and these tricks and just seeing the things that I'm doing can help you transform your life as well. We're going to be talking about glow ups in your 30s because I truly believe that our 30s can be the best years of our lives. And I am determined to make that happen. I loved my 20s. My 20s were great, but I know that my 30s can be even better. And then after that, you know what? I bet I can make my 40s even better than that. I want to continue getting better. I want my life to continue getting better. And I know that that's possible. So if that sounds like something that interests you, I would love to have you join me. Expect new videos here every week that will help you figure it out and also learn how to truly thrive in your 30s. I am so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you've joined me. And if you're still here, feel free to give this video a like, to subscribe, to follow along on this journey, and comment below, like, what topics are you the most interested in? Is there anything that I read off my list that sounds amazing to you and that you really want to dive into first? Let me know in the comments. Again, I am so happy you're here. And until next time, I hope you have the best week. Thank you.